All right, we're live. Hi, everyone. I'm Sarah Macias with Real News Communications Network, here with Dr. Al Johnson at the Johnson Medical Associates. Today, we're talking about winter allergies. What can you tell us about that, Dr. Johnson?
Well, winter allergies are real, number one. And here in Texas and in the Southwest, we have mountain cedar. And mountain cedar, as you know, are those cedar trees that give off that yellow pollen, and people react to it. And another name for it is cedar fever, because the reactions can be so bad that people develop a fever where their temperature goes up and they feel really sick, like they have the flu, but it's actually an allergy to the mountain cedar. So those people, like in Dallas, we have Cedar Hill south of Dallas. There's not that much cedar north. And when we get a south wind in December, January, February, all that cedar gets blown up into the Dallas area, and people have reactions to it.
So how can people tell the difference if they do have winter allergies versus a cold or something like that?
Well, the big difference, usually if you have a cold, you run a fever because it's a virus. It may just be you have the chills and a low-grade fever, where typically allergies do not cause that low-grade fever. It's just those people who have severe reactions to the mountain cedar that develop the fever. The other thing you have to watch out for is when your furnace kicks on. It's been sitting there running on air conditioning all summer. The air conditioning coils can get covered with molds or dust. And when you heat it up, then all that gets mobilized. And so you get a big load of dust, or if there's been mold accumulated, and that can cause people to have sneezing, coughing, congestion in their homes. So be sure to change your filters in your home. Make sure everything is clean, and have your furnace checked to make sure that you do not have heat exchanger cracks or leaks, because that can produce carbon monoxide in your home, where the combustion products from the natural gas gets into your airstream.
And what about people who are out there who say, well, I don't ever get allergies, I don't have allergies. Is it likely for them to get winter allergies, or somehow get it?
Well, not likely if they've been healthy and have no other allergies. There's some people that really do just react to mountain cedar, but that's not highly likely. About 40% of the population have allergies of some sort, or allergic type reactions where it's a sensitivity. So if you're having problems and it comes on acutely and you aren't having lots of greenish yellow discharge from your nose, or a cough that you're getting up green or yellow sputum and no fever, it could be an allergy, and it may make sense to take some antihistamine, see if it helps. If it does, then that's a good indication it's allergy. If it persists, then you definitely need to be checked out for an infection, because allergies irritate the mucous membranes in your nose and throat, set up a prime media for bacteria to grow.
Okay. And what about the weather? How does the weather play a role in winter allergies, especially this winter that we're having so far?
Well, so far we've had a really damp fall, and that creates mold growth with dampness. People come in the office all the time and say, I wasn't sick in the past when I entered my house, but now I don't feel so good in my house, and we had water leaks in the past. But we thought we had it all cleaned up. Well, the increase in dampness causes mold growth, and mold can hide behind the walls. And with that increase in dampness, then the mold grows, produces more mold spores. The black mold produces mold toxins, which affect your nervous system. So it can affect your sleep, it can affect your memory, it can cause fatigue, it can cause gastrointestinal complaints secondary to the nerve involvement from the mold toxins that are neurotoxic. So that's something to be aware of this fall. It may be a worse winter from the cold. The cold is good because it kills everything outside. So freezing temperatures really help. Up north where there's snow cover, everything's covered up, and so you don't have allergies much in the winter at all. Here, when the weather changes and fronts come through, in Texas we get fronts from the north, which can bring down different pollens than we're used to from the northern states. And when it comes out of the south, then it brings southern pollens up, and you can even get pollens from South Texas. If there's wildfires, you get smoke from hundreds of miles away that come through and can affect people that have allergies and hypersensitivities and lung disease.
Okay, and I kind of want to talk about maybe we're comparing last year to what's ahead this year. So last year, tell me about what you saw as far as like patients coming in with winter allergies. Was it a lot of people, a lot of kids, older people, or a mix?
Well, it's always a mix because a lot of allergies tend to be genetic. So there's allergies run in families. The grandmother, the father, son, or daughter all have allergies. And so you see that fairly frequently. Last year was fairly mild winter. We did have some freezes, so that really helped with the vegetation. So this year we just have to wait and see what comes along. Hopefully we have freezes again that helps cut down on the vegetation growth and really helps from a health standpoint. And that it's then when spring comes, there's a whole new set of pollens and allergies, but it gives you a little rest over the winter from the exposure if it doesn't freeze.
Okay. And what about this year? Are you anticipating anything in particular?
This year is about the same. So in Texas, that's why people live here. It's a pretty decent climate, and it does change, but it doesn't have drastic changes or new type of things. The biggest thing we see here in Texas is the flooding from the hurricanes or from excessive rains. And then that does create a different problem because there's an increase in moisture. People's homes get flooded. They hopefully get it all cleaned up. All the wet materials out of their home, the sheetrock and all that is cleaned out. They give it time to really dry out before mold starts to grow in all the studs. So in Texas, we really need to be careful and pay attention to the flooding and what happens with flooding, and to make sure that a home is well dried out, all the damaged materials taken out, thoroughly dried on the inside, or replace the damp wood, and then rebuild.
Okay. And people who may feel like they have winter allergies or know somebody, how can they get a hold of you?
They can call Johnson Medical Associates at 972-479-0400. They can visit our website at johnsonmedicalassociates.com. There's a place that they can ask questions about. We're happy to be of help.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it for now. I am Sarah Macias.
Thank you.